Yesu wanuwamicha mukima kakongono kodi kanyo haleluya
Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, and distinguished guests, good evening and happy Valentine's Day from New York. My name is Heather Ibrahim Leathers, and I am the founder of the Global Fund for Widows, the world's largest global nonprofit organization working to empower widows around the world. It's a privilege to wish that his sons lose the house and the land, the education and the opportunity that he worked his entire lifetime to give her. Why would he wish his daughters to be subjected to early marriage? Or worse? Isn't leaving the family protected and dignified and I hope that we can work together to end the human rights violations that widows endure forever, so that the next time we gather for Valentine's Day, it will be to celebrate life, love, and our new found legacy.
Holiday foods to feed the family. But when they checked with us on our website, financial accessibility, one of our desires is to give people their money. In fact, very few government institutions give people money. But here we are asking you to come and check whether
kufika nilipata karembo kengine sikuamini. Kanaitwa Diana Kamani, si kama kako hapa.
Kaka chini
Karoko tu. Kaka nielezea maneno. Sasa hii kikundi yetu nataka tuanzishe kwa jana. Tukapata mafundisho hapo, tukaendelea. Tulipata watu 25. Tuliendelea sasa saa hii maajabu ya Musa. Hatuko Kenya, hatuko Afrika, tuko wapi? Tuko wapi? Worldwide. Si ndio? Sasa tuliendelea hivyo. Tukatengeneza vikundi Nairobi, Western, Nyanza, Mombasa, Garissa, Marsabit, Mount Elgon kwa Masai kwetu. mjane wa miaka 15. Nilipata mzee, niliokoka nikiwa msichana mdogo. Nikaendelea na nikaolewa nikiwa nimechelewa. Nilikuwa na ubiri injili njema, sawa. Nikiwa miaka ngapi 28 hapo ndio nilipata mume na nikaolewa. Harusi yangu ilikuwa hapa Isili, ilikuwa mzuri sana. Tuliweza kuzaa watoto 3 na basi mzee wangu aligonjeka tu. Mimi kutoka pale aliamuka kukaa chini. Ya pili akaniambia, aliamuka kukaa chini tu akaniambia, Mama Grace nimeenda. Bwana asifiwe. Acha niseme hivyo kwa sababu ya utukufu wa Mungu, kwa sababu Mungu ni mwema. Aliponiambia Mama Grace ameenda, nikamwangalia. Basi na siku moja akaniuliza, wewe kutukuweke ukae pale. Nikamwambia hapana, ameniambia ameenda. Lakini wapendwa, sio rahisi. Vitu zingine si watu huone hata kama ni rahisi, lakini sio rahisi. Aliponiambia hivyo, nilitoka nikakaa pale chini. Kitu hili lilikuja ndani ya moyo wangu. Nilishukuru. Maana Biblia inasema ya kwamba kuna tumaini baada ya mti kukatwa. Na saa hizo iko hivi, first born ya class 4. Second born yako wapi? Third born ndio anajifunza kuongea na kutembea. Haikuwa rahisi. Umekaa miaka mingi kuhubiri injili, ukingojea Mungu, ukanyima raha yote ya dunia. Mimi sijui, si kujua ati urafiki wa boyfriend na whatever. Mungu alinikuta pale nikahubiri injili na nikasimamia injili na Mungu akanipa mume. Na basi imefikia wakati nimepata watoto 3 na sasa nimewachwa. Aliponiambia ameenda, nikiwa pale nikakaa kwa 4. Nikamwambia Mungu, nashukuru Mungu. Kuna kumshukuru Mungu, wapendwa. Nikamwambia tena Mungu, nakushukuru Mungu. Ile nyingine ilikuwa mara pili, nikamwambia Mungu, sikiza. Niko hapa, kuna kitu nataka kukuambia. Nakwambia hivi, wewe ukoseani. Hakuna siku shawahi kosea. Nikamwambia Mungu, nakushukuru. Siku ile nilikuwa nawekwa pete na huyu mume, nilifurahi. Siku ile nilienda honeymoon, nilifurahi. Siku ile nilipata mimba ya kwanza, maana sio lazima uolewe na upate mtoto. Wengi uolewa na wanakosa watoto. Nikamwambia Mungu, nakushukuru. Ile nyingine nikamwambia Mungu, nakushukuru. Wakati ule tulikuwa tunaombewa na bishop, nilikushukuru. Na hapo nikamwambia mambo 3 tu. Baba, nataka uniambie. Nilitoka kwa nyumba asubuhi sana na mzee wangu. Nitaenda kuambia watoto baba yao wako wapi, mambo yako hapo. Lakini sitaki mtu yeyote ambie watoto wangu baba yao wako wapi. Bwana asifiwe. Sio rahisi, lakini nikiwa ndani ya Yesu Kristo ni rahisi. Nikiwa mahali pale, kuna kitu nikamwambia Mungu, nataka mambo 3. Jambo la kwanza, uniambie vile nitaenda kuambia watoto. Ile nyingine jambo ya pili, niko kwa kiti tu na daktari wanamtengeneza tu hapo. Na ninawaangalia na siwaangalia. Hii nyingine ya pili, nikamwambia Mungu, hebu niambie, kwa sababu sitaenda meeting za couple, sitakuaje? Maana hauwezi ukaenda meeting za couple, si ndio? Na sasa vile tulikuwa tunahubiri na anachukua unaita altar call. Ukihubiri na yeye anaita altar call, ni nani atakuwa akifanya hivyo? Hiyo nikawacha hivyo. Ya 3 nikamwambia Mungu, na ndio ya mwisho, Mungu, mimi ni mwanamke, si ndio? Na niko na vile kama mwanadamu. Sawa, nilikuwa na mume. Na saa hizi maana sitaki kuchukua mwanaume wa mtu, ama sitaki kutenda dhambi kama si kutenda uzinzi nikiwa msichana. Itakuwaje nikiwa mama? Na nikaachia Mungu. Nitakuambia wapendwa, Mungu alikuja akanihudumia. Na nikiwa pale tukaenda na tukamaliza. Nyumbani tukamaliza matiko. Kumaliza haikuwa rahisi vile. Mama yakasindikana, nikarudi kule Ukambani. Ukambani nao ukawa wastani, sijui ni nini. My mama yuko, my father yuko. Niko na wale watoto tulikuwa tunaishi Nairobi, mambo ikawa peleni. Ikawa hivyo tukaenda nyumbani. Wale watoto hawajui Kikuyu, hawajui Kikamba, wanajua Kiswahili. Kikuyu kidogo, Kikamba Kiswahili kidogo. Ilikuwa shinda. Pale tukakaa na mke wa my brother. Tuko mingi last body kwetu. My brother ni mmoja na yuko. So tuko pale wajane wawili haikuwezekana. Mambo sijui kutoka wapi. Wale wasome wababa walipoingia hivi, waliniambia ya kwamba tunataka kukuambia ya kwamba
hapa hakuna kitu utakachojua. Sasa nikauliza kwa nini? Kwa nini? Nikaambiwa uende Ukuyuni ama uende kule utaenda, hakuna kitu utalithi hapa. Na kutoka pale haikuwa rahisi. Wazee wakasema ya kwamba Rose, mpaka hapo ni mtoto wetu na hakuna jambo lingine, lakini hautatufukusia bibi. Nilikuwa nimepewa shamba na kupewa shamba, ikarudi nikapewa chakula niweke pamoja. Nikawaambia simwache chakula yangu nikae nayo, nitembelee wachane wenzangu, lakini haikuwezekana. Chakula tukaweka pamoja. Kuweka chakula pamoja, wakati huo nilikuwa nimelima gunia 36 ya mahindi na gunia 20 ya maharage. Lakini wakati ule wazee walipoingia katika ile mboma, nililala bila chakula yoyote. Kuachwa hapo, nyumba imejengwa vizuri na wakabadilisha kufuri ya gate. Wakaweka kufuri kwa maji na stima ikazimwa. Hakukuwa jambo lingine. Na wale vijana walikuwa hapo, maana kulikuwa na vijana wawili malasters. Hao ndio walikuwa wanafanya nini, ndio wanakaa kama wafanyikazi. Kutoka hapo hakukuwa jambo lingine, mimi nikaanza kutafuta mali nitapikia watoto. Nakumbuka siku hiyo nilipata tudhorogo kidogo nikapikia watoto, ilikuwa kitu saa 10. Na hiyo wiki kuja kuisha, nilikuwa napikia chini ya mti. Nimepigia chini ya mti kama mwaka na nikipitia juu ya gate, ilikuwa lazima niinue yule mtoto mdogo, yule mkubwa afuke. Akishafuka hapo chini, kutoka hapo ataenda ashikilie yule mdogo ili waende shule. Na hiyo ndio ilikuwa kazi yetu, hatukuwa na jambo lingine. Na nakumbuka nikamwambia Mungu, jambo moja nakwambia ni ya kwamba ndio Mungu alinipatia hayo maandiko. Inasema ya kwamba Psalms 125 inasema ya kwamba wamtumainiao Mungu wao ni kama mlima Sayuni, hawatatingizika, watakaa milele. Nikamwambia Mungu, wewe nitakutumaini. Na nilipomtumaini yule Mungu, hata kama nipitia juu ya gate, nguo zote zikaisha. Hata sandali nilikuwa natembea bila nguo ya ndani kama mwezi lakini hapo nikasikia mara mwingine akihubiri kwa TV. Nilipotoka hapo nikamwambia Mungu, nikaenda fasting. Nilifanya fasting tu kwa sababu niliona hapa tutakufa, hatuna chakula. Ningetoka niende mbali kutafuta kitu watoto wanakula. Viatu zote zikaisha. Slippers nilikuwa na shona na ile makongo ile. Lakini kutoka pale na wapendwa nikasikia mama akihubiri kwa TV. Na hapo kwa radio nikachukua namba yake nikakuja hapa nikakuja hapa Nairobi, nikakaa naye 1 year na nikatoka na Mungu akaweza kuniwezesha. Nikaanza kikundi inaitwa Bethel Widows and Orphans, na hapo nilikutania na Diana, na nashukuru Mungu kwa yale Mungu ametenda. Mungu awabariki na watendee.
Lakini nikikumbuka ya mwisho zaidi alipoaga, alikuwa ni mgonjwa, alikuwa na heart problem. Nikaambiwa ikiwa umeamua kumchukua mume wako kumzika, basi katika familia kwetu mali yake hutopata. Mamangu alikuwa mgonjwa wakati hiyo, yeye ndio alikuwa kama advisor wangu, lakini Mwenyezi Mungu pia akamchukua. So nikabaki katika huku siko na huku siko, nikabaki katikati. Lakini nashukuru, unaambiwa aliyekuzaa si ndio mama peke yake. Na mama kwa jina Mama Agnes tuko naye hapa leo. Namshukuru sana kwa sababu yeye alinishika mkono, na hadi hivi leo nasimama mbele yenu. Yeye ndio mamangu wa pili. Na naomba Mwenyezi Mungu ampe umri mrefu, afya, na aweze kusaidia wajane wengine wadogo kama mimi. Ninatoa shukrani kwa baada ya muda tukapata kujuana na mama yetu hapa, ingawa bado ni mdogo pia yeye, akatushika mkono. Mimi nakaa Kibira, akatushika mkono. Ukweli come together ina maana muhimu. Ametushika mkono kama mwenzangu alivyoelezea, na tukafaidika, tukaweza kupata pesa kutoka GAF, tukaweza kupata pia pesa kutoka WEF. Tuko na kikundi ya Kibra Widows Kibira, naye pia anamuombea Mwenyezi Mungu kwa hisani hapo nayo kwetu sisi kama widows, kwa sababu ni mmoja kati ya 100 atafikiria kujumuika na widows wenzake na kuwatafutia hali ya kuendelea kimaisha. Tuko na biashara tunaendelea, na mtoto wangu wa kwanza yuko university sasa hivi. So nimetoa shukrani na Mungu awabariki, na hiyo jina yetu special single mothers ni jina muhimu. Kweli sisi ni special.
Good. So we are going to work together with Diana to make sure that we have supported you in your businesses, in the activities that you do, so that you can be independent, sustainable, and self-reliant. You can be able to feed your kids, put food on your table, and educate them. So with those many remarks, if there's time, I can invite my CEO to talk about our business.
Good evening. Vile mdia amesema, jina langu ni Robert. I am the CEO of Certified Homes, and we are very delighted to be here this evening, courtesy of Madam Diana. We are here because we feel what you people go through. We have interacted with similar cases. We may not be affected or affected directly, but in one way or the other, we are in the same society, and therefore we felt the need to come and partner with this novel cause. Certified Homes, we do construction. It is a real estate firm, duly registered in Kenya. We do affordable houses across the nation. Na tunajua kwamba zaidi ya mambo yote yale tunafanya, it is the best gift you can give anyone in this city and even outside this city is a place to call home. And this is what this is the drive we have to availing or building affordable houses. And we have a tagline that we have distributed or we have publicized that is called affordable luxury. Maoni yetu ama jukumu letu ni kuwapatia manyumba ambayo you can make them home easily. We do say people will sell houses, but are they convertible? Can you make that house your home? What do I mean by this? Is the environment okay with your home? Is the place okay with your home? Are there amenities that can fit a home? Are there prices that you can afford for a home? And this is what we have put together to come up with a project that we are doing. And this is a project that is prominently running on our screens called Sukari Heights. I want to appreciate this gentleman because he came up with this idea of giving people affordable houses. At Sukari Heights, a project located just a few meters from here called Sukari Heights at our Sukari. This is a project that is meant to be afforded by each one of us. Why? Because from 2.95 million, you can have a home. You can have a place you can call home with all the amenities that are running on our screens. We have a studio apartment that is going for 2.9. We've got 2 bedrooms that is going for 3.9. We have got 3 bedrooms that is going for 5 million, and another bedroom, 3 bedroom that is going for 5.9 million. Now, I'm mentioning these prices because there's something I want to settle in your heart and in your mind, and also in your memory. Wakati unafanya mambo yote, when we are supporting our sister Diana HSC, when we are supporting our organization CTWOO, It is because we know your effort and what Mayamdi has said here, giving you an opportunity that you can make a coin, you can afford a home. Most of us lives in rental houses, but we are coming with a model that can give you a home, a place you can call a home affordably. Because that apartment running in your screens, on these screens, is going for from 2.9 million to 5.9 million, and the deposit is 1.5 million only. Now, we are here, we are available here. We have a desk at the very entrance, whereby we have people who are ready to respond or to handle any query that you could be having. This apartment is almost sold out. I want to appreciate everyone who has invested with us, including most of us or some of us who are here. Now, with all said and done, we want to make this thing of owning a home a reality to you.
Is CTO, or I am calling it CTO for purposes of abbreviating it, and I have clearly indicated that we have done things in the past, we continue to do things currently, and we undertake to enter into agreement with CTO for purposes of making sure that we have a special product for widows and the people who are very dear to them so that we can work together. That is work in progress, and you can be sure, Diana, we are going to get somewhere for purposes of coming up with a product which is going to be beneficial to all of us. As you all know, when you enter into partnerships and collaborations, we always aim at having a win-win. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. And I'm sure we shall be able to scratch each other's back with Diana's organization for purposes of giving quality service to our women. And that is a commitment that we are making tonight. So we are here to support you. This is why we came, and we came with a group of people from our organization for purposes of confirming that we are going to walk this journey together, and we are very, very sure that you'll be successful in this journey. Since everybody is busy with a plate and a drink, I will not take too long. I have made the commitment that was necessary, and I'm sure that is going to happen. So thank you very much.
Dr. Jennifer Rilia, you're a role model to me. I honor you, I respect you so much, and thank you for being that role model to so many of us young upcoming women who have got a passion and a purpose. I respect you. God bless you so much.
So much for such a warm welcome, Professor Hamu, and thank you for emceeing our event. Nataka kushukuru kila mtu kwa sababu ya kuja. Tutazungumza kwa lugha ambayo kila mmoja ataelewa, sababu hatuna muda mrefu wa kuweza kufanya ukalimani. Nashukuru sana Professor. Asante sana Professor for being a role model to me and to the widows that I champion their rights. I don't know how to describe you, because you're more than a friend, you're more than a mother, you're more than a leader, and I believe in respecting and showing women support as long as they still live, instead of telling somebody that they were good when they're 6 feet under. Professor, I salute you, I respect you, and thank you for holding my hand. I had run to many people, but they never believed in this dream. Ms. Anna Mutabati, the Country Director for UN Women. Thank you, Madam. I know I've spoken in other forums where we have met, and I know you have taken this issue today with a lot of weight. Asante sana, and thank you so much, and forgive us for speaking so much Swahili, but I tried to interpret for you. Dr. Jennifer Rilia, you're a role model to me. I honor you, I respect you so much, and thank you for being that role model to so many of us young upcoming women who have got a passion and a purpose. I respect you. God bless you so much. Champion 001 for widows' rights, because I lost my rights. And when I lost my rights, I decided I won't keep quiet. I was going to step up and speak. I was going to step up, because my father took me to school, and I'm honored to have him tonight in this house. He took me to school, not for myself, but he took me to school because of women like myself. That woman who never got the privilege to see the door of a classroom, who became widowed in the heart of Samburu, in the heart of Kisumu, and this woman lost her rights. I decided, because I got education, let me use this education to champion for these rights. And it is always very important to recognize people. I want to recognize 2 women in their absentia who believed in this dream. Number 1, Principal Secretary, Zainab Hussein. She is in correctional services. She is the one who ensured that widows got into government and the State Department for Gender Affairs, and she said, widows' issue has to be mainstreamed. It is a gender mainstreaming issue. I also want to recognize my mentor, my advisor, and my good friend. In her absentia, we spoke and she sent her apologies. Honorable Rachel Shebesh. She's a woman who has worked with us. Even in her absentia, when widows are mentioned, we feel her presence. She has fought for us, and she is the woman who went and told Professor, you have to meet Diana, you have to work with Diana, and this is why we have a very strong relationship. I want to invite you to our dinner tonight. I know you were invited by our ushers by the door, but I want to invite you because tonight is a special day. And I want to tell you this journey. The first time we were here in Safari Park, I know Liza, the one we organized with, can tell you. In 2018, we were in Kumbaya Hall where we had less than 20 people. People had not believed in this dream. 2019, we were in Mount Elgon Hall where we had less than 50 people. Last year, it broke a record. We were in this place. We were not as many as we are today. This year, we had to close our registrations early in advance. People are not happy that they were left out, but because of COVID protocols, we had to observe what the government has told us to observe. And therefore, we are looking forward to be in the biggest hall next year that Safari Park has, because it's also our sponsor for this big event. I want to tell you that we have been honored to work, and between 2020 meet and greet dinner and 2021 meet and greet dinner, we have been able to impact the lives of 2,121 widows through COVID-19 response. We were able to partner with our partner in New York and our partner in UK, and we were able to feed 2,021 widows during COVID-19 season. We were also able to partner with our government, and when I told our CS that widows were starving, she organized for us a ministerial event. We were at NYS, and widows were given food, and also she decided to make sure that the affirmative action funds had an increased period of time to pay because widows were really struggling and businesses had gone down. Thank you so much, Madam CS, for doing that to the widows. Through our partnership with Women Enterprise Fund, Uwezo Fund, National Government Affirmative Action Fund, and Youth Enterprise Fund because of the young widows, we have been able to empower over 10,000 widows across the country. And we say that is a plus because widows are no longer slaves of going to wash other people's clothes nowadays, but widows are able to start up their businesses. In the last 1 year, we partnered with FIDA and Ombudsman, and also an individual lawyer who is present here, Wakili Elvin Osongo, who has been very, very vocal. I would just want him to stand and wave. I know he's sitting at the back, but this is one of the lawyers who has served widows. He has offered pro bono services for the widows. Anytime we refer a case to him, he says he's a son of a widow, and therefore he can do it without even a coin. FIDA has been able to take for us 150 cases. Ombudsman has been able to help us with 50 cases. and we therefore thank these bodies these organizations in their absentia, and we look forward to having our own legal center for widows within Come Together Widows and Orphans organization. We are looking forward to having a one-stop shop for the widows, because if they come to our offices and they are able to get all these legal services in our offices, then we will have solved quite a number of these problems that widows go through. Did you know that all widows' problems are legal problems? They need more of their legal rights. They need to get back their rights. Instead of giving them money first, give them rights and then be able to go and fend for their children. We have also been able to work with through at 1195, that is Healthcare Assistance Kenya, a toll-free number that is hosted by the State Department for Gender, to forward the gender-based violence cases related to widows. I don't know whether you knew that most of these cases of of widows are gender-based violence, harmful cultural traditional practices. You heard from Faustine when she was telling her story. She was told to sleep with a dead corpse to prove that she never slept with she never killed her husband. All these are gender violence cases, meted on widows because of their status. I look forward to partnering with 1195 more. I know there are many, many people who are willing to partner with us from tonight, and I look forward. Let's become bring a solution to the life of these widows. It would be very unfair to forget people who have served together with us. And Professor, I have told you this severally when I visited your office, that there are people who have gone out of their line of duty. There are people who have been able to volunteer, and this night I'm so honored, and I'm going to start with people who are in military, but they get an opportunity to support us. They offer their weekends to come and volunteer with us. And I'm going to start with Mr. Moses Ngugi Ndomo. He's here with us. Besides his busy schedule, he finds time to come and volunteer with us, and I've forwarded a letter as you have told me and advised me to do. I also want to recognize Samson Waweru Waboy, who has also volunteered with us despite his busy schedule and serving in military. I also want to acknowledge Mr. David Mbaka, who is also a Kenya Forest Police officer who is not with us today, but he has also served with us, and I want to recognize him because of his immense support. I also want to recognize people who have really served in the humanitarian category, and these are people who have come to our aid, shared our stories, used their social media platforms, and this is the only way we can recognize them because they are here. And I said we have to praise people when they are still alive. I want to honor and recognize Mr. Ndumu Nyoro, who has done a very great job. I know this has also gotten it by surprise, but this is a man who manages to fundraise over 1 million Kenya shillings every Tuesday. He has a platform on his social media page known as Giving Tuesday. We are the ones who are beneficiaries of this platform, because he uses his platform to fundraise for widows, to fundraise for those children of widows who are supposed to do. And these widows have really made us proud. And in this category, I want to mention Pastor Rose Lunge, who is doing a commendable job at Kasarani. This lady has been able to start a skills training for widows. She has a center in Kasarani, and last year, December 5th, we were able to help her host the first graduation for widows, where we graduated 41 widows. And without much ado, I'm going to invite Ms. Anna Mutavati from UN Women. She's the UN Women Country Director, to come and give her remarks. Karibu sana.
Professor Margaret Kobia, our boss, Ms. Diana Kamande, Dr. Jennifer Ridia, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Today, this dinner serves to remind us of the hardship and vulnerability that widows face, but also, and perhaps more importantly, their sheer resilience and fighting spirit to fight to assert their rights. In many countries, widows would not have the same inheritance rights as their male counterparts, meaning that they may be stripped of their land, property, and even rights and access to their own children, as we had this evening. So Diana was interpreting for me as one of the speakers was speaking about, even the threat to be dispossessed of their own children. Even where the laws do not discriminate, those rights need to be equally applied and enjoyed in practice. So there is one thing with having the law in place, but there is another thing in having that law work for people, work for women, work for widows. So that bridge, that gap there needs to be bridged. In addition, the marginalization, ill treatment, and violence that widows suffer in some societies, including sexual abuse, as we also heard from one of the people who spoke this evening, and harassment or forced remarriage is the practice in my country. I come from Zimbabwe, by the way, so these issues that I was hearing today are very, very similar to what actually happens in my own country. So these issues must be addressed, including by tackling the norms that are used to justify such discriminatory cultural practices and violence. The stories that I was listening to this evening actually remind me of when I used to practice law in Zimbabwe many, many years ago with the Zimbabwe Women Lawyers Association. So that would be like the equivalent of FIDA. I remember the case of an elderly widow, I think she was around 70, whose husband of 40 years had died without a will. There was no registered marriage. The family of the deceased connived with the older children of the deceased from a previous marriage to deny that these two were married. So imagine, they were saying, oh yes, we know her, but she was girlfriend to the deceased. How could she be girlfriend after 40 years of living together? And she was 70 and they had 6 children who were also married and their own children. They went ahead, this family of the deceased, they went ahead to chase her from the family farm with only the clothes on her back. So some of the stories I heard also today, I think were actually similar. They told her the only way that she could stay on the farm was if she agreed to be widow inherited by one of the deceased brothers. So I don't know, I think maybe this also happens here, but in my country, if you want to continue to have a place to stay, even though the law is there and it protects you, in practice it's something else. So if you want to stay on to have a roof over your head and to have a place for your children, you have to agree to be inherited as a wife by the brothers of the deceased. What amazed me in this case was the spirited fight that this lady put up. I told you she was around 70 years, right? She had very minimum education and she lived in a rural area. But she had on a radio program about the Zimbabwe Women Lawyers Association. And she journeyed many times between her rural home to our offices to seek protection of her rights. She told me that even as she was in mourning, the family wanted her to stay in one corner. So there is a way that people mourn during funerals in my country. So they expect the widow to be seated in the corner. So you're not even, to show that you are really, 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 really grieving. Otherwise they accuse you that you are the one who killed him. Even if he died by accident, it still comes back, one way or another, it comes back to you. So they must see you, really in mourning and really looking sad. So you can't even get out without them accompanying you. And meanwhile, while they are doing all of that, keeping you in your corner, they are busy plundering. They are busy taking away your property there. So by the time the burial is happened, there is nothing left. So that's how it is done. So she said she was aware. She told me that she was aware and that she was not going to play that role of the traditional widow if it meant them accusing her of killing you. She told me that they went ahead to misrepresent at the master's office. So the master is the section in the magistrate court that handles deceased estates. So the family had gone behind the back, and then they had told the master that the deceased was single. But what really impressed me from this lady was that she was able to show that they were lying because she produced evidence of a traditional marriage ceremony for the payment of a lobola. So lobola is bride price. So many years ago. So there was a little crumpled paper which was written Kurorwa Pa so and so, which means the marriage of so and so, right? And it was from so many years ago. But she had it, right? She had kept it, I don't know how, and that's what she used to then make the master to believe that even though the family was saying that she was only girlfriend of the deceased, she was actually the widow of the deceased. So you can imagine how I felt as a young lawyer at that time, to have such an empowered client who had done half of my job. We went ahead to apply for a spoliation order in the court to demand a return of all the property that had been grabbed from her. We went ahead to secure her as the executor of a late husband's estate. We went on to have a right over the land and all other properties secured in a name. So while this case has a happy ending, unfortunately, most others do not.
We welcome our CS, Professor Margaret Kobia. She is the Minister for Public Service and Gender. Karibu sana, Professor.
I also want to recognize, surely we have made some progress. That is true. It is not all that gloomy. We have made some progress, both as communities, both as government, civil society, and that's why we are here to celebrate the little we have done. Even 10%, just appreciate it and build on it. One of the things that what made me even feel that I really needed to be here is also what else can we do? Because it's not important to say she was a CS in the Ministry of Public Service and Gender, but what does that mean? So thinking about my legacy, what is this that one thing you can leave behind that others can come and build on is a product that widows and orphans can benefit from if I'm there or I'm not there. Because I believe saying you are CS or somebody else saying, she was a CS, so what? The so what questions. So what is really important to me is I am going to be helping my friends, my professional colleagues in this room to make sure we have left a product. And I've come to appreciate economic empowerment is the determinant of how widows would get their voice. That's why I would want to have Animal Tabati stand. Please do stand. Country Director, UN Women, Dr. Jennifer Ilia, please stand. Diana Kamande, please stand. Choki Kaiga, where are you? Please stand. These are people I've known for many, many years. You are going to commit ourselves to help me deliver a new product for the widows and the orphans of the community today. Thank you very much. Please take your seats. Partner with the Widows Organization by ensuring engagement in policy dialogue and program design. The ministry is committed to working with all widows organizations in a structured manner to empower members and their families enjoy a better quality of life. Because what women want, they just want food on the table for their children, they want their children to go to school, they want equal opportunities. And I'm glad Dr. Lydia said, anybody who wants to go to politics, anybody who wants to get an elected position, she is going to support in that. capacity of training. Therefore, it is now time we say we want better quality of life and we know how to go and get it. And that is the purpose for this group. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you for honoring this invitation and committing yourself to support the widows and orphans change their lives for better. Because we can connect and relate to this matter very much. And if there's something we can do to change their life for better, I think tonight it will be a well-spent evening. Therefore, with those very many remarks, may God bless you, may God keep you, may God shine His face upon you. I thank you all for your kind attention.
Thank you so much, Professor. Thank you for your kind words and thank you for your commitment. We know that you are a performer. You don't just talk, you talk and you act. Thank you so much. So ladies and gentlemen, this was the moment that we were waiting for, and I want to hand over this mic back to Professor Hamo, Madam CS, Dr. Jane Riria, Madam Anna Mutavati. You're free to leave at your own pleasure. Thank you.
Bariki.